Hey everyone, and welcome to the Why Not podcast, hosted by me, Yvonne, and Chrissy. In a world where everyone is asking you why, we are asking why not. Hey everyone, my name is Yvonne, and I'm 29. I'm a body positive feminist yoga teacher. Been on this journey of self-discovery for the last few years, really just learning how to take better care of myself, fill my life with self-love, and just learning how to be kind and gentle to others along the way. I'm really interested in all things mental health and personal development.
Hi, my name's Chrissy. I'm a personal trainer, gym enthusiast, and part-time equestrian. My goal here is to help people feel better about themselves by helping them strengthen their mindset and their body image. And I want them to be able to do things that they never thought they could believe possible. So if that sounds like something you want to do, I want to help you.
Hi Chrissy.
Hey Yvonne, how are you?
Really, really good.
Really, really, really good.
Yeah, always. Well, actually, no, not always, but usually. So today we're gonna have a little chat about basically just how we are readjusting to life in COVID Ireland after we've kind of gone back to work and reopened the country and all of those things. Um, yeah, so we're really just gonna have a chat about it, touch on a few little things.
Yeah, that's about it, really, isn't it? Life after lockdown.
Life after lockdown.
Like, I know we're
Uh,
not fully out of the woods yet, but we are post-lockdown for sure.
we are, and I guess we have entered in, forgive me for saying it, but the new normal.
Yeah.
And I know everyone is sick and tired of hearing that phrase, so we'll try keep the overused phrases out of this as much as possible.
The double N word.
Yes, exactly. No N word here, even the double
Nope.
N.
Dun,
Um,
dun, dun.
so we'll try keep it real and just talk about how we're doing. So Chrissy, you're back to work.
Yeah. Everything kind of went from zero. Well, it wasn't zero. It was probably maybe a 3 to like 69 overnight. Not like so I had like one week where I was kind of adjusting back into stuff, and then another week where then my workload basically doubled, and I was like, how did this happen? What's going on? Not like in a bad way. Like I was just kind of like it was just a big shock to the system, I suppose.
Yeah.
So like, I was back to my 6 a.m. starts or like 5 a.m. starts, and 3 months without that, your body was like, what?
And just
And
remind the listeners, for anyone who doesn't know, what your job is.
so I am a personal trainer. So we work around people working.
Yeah.
So even now, I kind of got eased in with the first week because we had 7 o'clock start. So many people are still working from home. They don't need the 6 a.m.s. And then the second week, we brought 6 a.m.s back, and it was like, whoa, 5 o'clock alarm. I have not missed you.
It is so early. Like,
Oh my God,
I've
isn't
only
it?
managed one 6 a.m. gym session since the gyms opened back up. And that morning, whoa, I felt that.
Yeah,
I
it's
really,
it's rough,
yes.
but it's kind of hard as well because like when you like go to 6 a.m. class and you exercise and like you just basically listen to the instructor and you're like, bah bah, yeah yeah, done whatever you told me. Like I have to be the enthusiastic one at 6 a.m.
I know. You have to keep the group going. Like,
That's another level of finding your inner, I don't know, inner energy. Because like I am human, I am knackered at that time in the morning as well. But like, no, I wouldn't change it. But yeah, it was a bit of getting used to, I think.
yeah, for sure.
And yeah, and how did you find? What were you like coming back?
Honestly, so relieved. I was so nervous, so nervous for a number of reasons. Now that I'm in it, I'm so happy. So I'm a yoga teacher, and so I've been teaching on Zoom a bit over lockdown. Zoom has been brilliant, but it is just not my thing.
I don't want to diss it because it kept me going and it was so good that people just got to practice and I was delighted to be able to facilitate that. But I think my joy of teaching was, completely challenged over Zoom. I'll say that for sure. It's a whole different experience and it can be quite hard, quite daunting, and very tiring. So to get to go back to having that real life energy, there's something about it. Like a whole group, like a whole room full of people taking a nice big inhale and exhale together, like that honestly does something for me. Like it really fills me up with energy. And that's just what I love doing, is just like building that energy together, feeling kind of connected. Um just fucking super. So I am so happy to be back. And my schedule literally has been different every single week since I've gone back. It's been busier, then it's been quieter, then busier. It's been nuts. There was like a job. I talked about this job so many times now, but like there was a job, then it was gone, then it was back, then it was whatever. Anyway, the job is officially gone. So two jobs that I had, I've completely lost, and so I'm at the moment just working for myself, just teaching yoga. Um, so yes, I think I'm definitely still figuring out what my schedule is gonna look like.
Mm.
Um, yeah, but
I know what
so
you mean about the Zoom thing as well. Like, and as I said, same as me. Like, I did a lot of class on Zoom, and I'm so glad it existed. I'm so happy we have, but you don't have that whole atmosphere, and like because you have everyone muted, you're kind of like, yeah, you guys having fun. Whereas when you're in a class, you can have a bit of banter with them, you can have the chats with them, you can see how they're getting on. Whereas like over and Zoom, like it's just like thumbs up or sometimes
yeah,
other hand gestures, which I encourage because it gave a
yeah.
bit more fun for me.
I think it's better for me now because I have a good balance. So I have some Zoom that I still have going on and I have my real life classes. But plus I get to interact with people like really in just in my life. Like so, I could like meet up with a friend and that's not like forbidden
Mm.
and stuff like that. So, there's a bit of balance there now. Um I found it super hard though to stand back up in front of the room for a few reasons. I think firstly it was just really weird because I was so used to just, the screen, and then suddenly it was like real 3D life people right there in front of me, and I just felt the eyes on me. Do you know? I felt really nervous about it. Also because I've gained weight over lockdown, and I was so self-conscious of people looking at me.
Yeah.
Now, I know that that's like silly and people are there for their practice. They're not there to judge me and my body. That's just my own thing. But I really felt that. Like I was so nervous standing in front of them. Did you find that?
I did, yeah, actually. The first time I taught a class in front of people, I had 10 people standing in front of me because we were an outdoor class. And I was just like, oh, wow, you're all actually here.
Yeah,
And it just took like, it was almost like I was a new instructor again. Do you know what I mean? And trying to like remember what they like or talk to them and just being like, whoa, so many people. This is crazy. Like,
totally.
we
So
even
many.
made the jokes as well. Like, we made the jokes like, God, it's mad, and you're not on the screen now and all. Like, it's kind of funny.
I know. Yeah. It is just, it's really daunting, isn't it? Like I find the screen very, initially I found going onto the screen very nerve-wracking, and just because it was really different, I guess. And then I suppose over lockdown and everything, I got used to it. That became normal. And then now going back to the real life humans, it's like, everyone's looking at me. And
I
now I
suppose.
wouldn't change it. I'm so happy to be back. Like, wow. It's just, I feel like a new woman, honestly. I'm so like rejuvenated that I get the real personal connection with people.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is kind of, yeah, but I do feel now after I've finished teaching a class, like a real class, full of energy. Like I've gained energy from doing it. But when
Yeah.
I teach Zoom, I feel very drained of my energy afterwards.
Okay. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
One thing I found very funny actually, or very like I didn't actually think of at the time was when I first came back to classes, because I teach over loud music a lot of the time, I wasn't used to shouting. And I would have been very vocal and a very loud person. But the first time I taught, I was like, oh crap, I need to get louder. Because like on Zoom, you sit there and you talk to them because there's no music coming through. But I couldn't believe the difference it had made that I hadn't been doing it. And I even got my voice kind of wore out towards the end of the first week when I was doing a lot of classes.
Yeah.
Because it was just so not used to it.
I have a new appreciation for personal trainers after today doing the Inferno, shouting over the loud music,
Mm.
because I'm used to speaking clearly and loudly for a room, but the kind of vibe of a yoga class, the music isn't going to be super loud or anything, and you kind of want to keep your voice fairly calm, and you're not going Rah!
Yeah.
And then today I was like, oh my god, I can't even hear myself. They definitely cannot hear me. I need to talk louder. And yeah, that's a challenge. I'm gonna need to learn how to do that.
Oh, you'll get used to it. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's kind of hard, but yeah, also really fun.
Yeah. Once you get the hang of it, you will just be like, "You guys, hurry up!" No, you won't curse in the class, but you'll be
That's
like,
frowned
"Come
upon.
on!"
So did you find yourself super tired going back?
Absolutely exhausted.
Yeah.
Because it kind of crept up so quickly. Like my previous, say, I'd be like, "Oh God, I have a busy day today. I've got 3 classes on Zoom and a PT session or something on Zoom," and then it's coming back to having 5 classes a day or something like that. And I was just like,
Oh,
oh my God. And it was a really surprising thing I got. And I think we talked about this as well, and it happened to you as well. My legs were in bits
yeah, yeah,
because I'm
absolutely.
so not used to standing for long periods of time. Like you teach sitting down, you might go for a run or a walk during the day, but literally walking around for a couple hours at a time, I was like, hold on a minute, I'm supposed to be fit. Why am I so sore?
Yeah, for sure. It was yeah, just walking around more and having stuff to do. I actually remember my legs were real tired in the car because I hadn't really been driving at all.
Oh
If
yeah,
anything, I drove 5 minutes to the shop and then home, but I was barely doing any driving because I was in my 2K and then I was in my 5K and then I was in my 10K. I didn't really need to drive that much.
yeah,
Um, so I really didn't. And then suddenly start driving all over the place to go to wherever I needed to go. And yeah, my left leg, which is my dodgy knee on the clutch, I was like, ow, you're not used to this anymore, man.
that's
Yeah,
mad. Yeah,
yeah.
it's
I was
crazy how much you get out of the habit.
yeah, I know. And I think we all just sat down so much.
Mm,
But that's all right.
that's not wrong sitting down now. It was
No.
just crazy the difference it made, more than
It
anything.
was, yeah, it's so different. Yeah, it do, I know lots of people are like, oh, we're going back to normal, whatever. It kind of doesn't feel like that to me. It feels really different to me.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same as it was. But I think as well, as we were saying before, neither of us are prepared to go back to what it was before, are we?
No, actually, you're right there.
So we're a lot more considerate of our actual selves now. It's like, wait a minute, I do not need to put myself in this situation.
No, yeah, you're right. That's not happening again. Well,
Yeah.
I say that, but obviously, you know this. I had a total burnout week. I
Mm.
wrecked myself. My first kind of, I guess, 2, 3 weeks back of training properly, in the gym, all that stuff. Um, I thought I was grand. I didn't even see it creeping up on me. And it was you and Sean that were like, you need to chill, girl. And I was like, nah, I'm fine. I've got this. I'm training. I've got it all. I'm so strong. I'm so fit, whatever. Boom, out of action. Um,
God.
body couldn't hack it. So I had a full week off training. I think it was even more than a week actually, but today was kind of my first day back
Yeah.
properly. Um, but yeah, no, it's nuts, total burnout.
Yeah, but you needed it though. You really did kind of crash and then probably crash a little bit more. But
Mm.
he was like, take the weekend off, and then you were like, oh, I can't at all. He was like, oh,
Yeah, I thought I was gonna need a day, and
yeah,
I actually ended up needing a week.
But like and when that happens as well, and a lot of us don't, is you do need to listen to your body. Like it's giving you the signal. Like
Yeah.
because if you're exhausted all the time, it doesn't mean you drink more coffee. It means you figure out what is causing this exhaustion and you look into it and see how you can fix it. Like
Yeah. I yeah, I realized as well, like even though I'm a real super sleeper, like I'm so good at sleeping, and I always, people like the first thing to kind of mess up is their sleep, and I feel for those people so much because my sleep is wow, like so important, and I barely ever have a night that I'm like can't sleep.
yeah,
Um, and I noticed even though like I'd be easy getting my 8 hours every night, like and it'll be decent sleep, that I needed to sleep so much extra. Now I'm a sucker for a nap, but like this was next level. Like I might have two, three naps in a day, like literally just dozing on the couch, in and out of sleep all the time. And I was trying to fight it because I was like, this is a bit messed up. But then I was like, no, do you know what? Like for some reason it needs it. And I think that was my body just recovering, like it just needed the sleep. Um, and today I had my little kind of 45-minute nap and now I'm done. Like I'm happy now. I'm up.
I'm a big fan of those. Like if I have a long day, throwing one of them in and it can just rejuvenate you. But like you said
Yeah.
yourself, if you're falling asleep several times a day after a good night's sleep, like it's a bit of a hint that like your body
Yeah.
is absolutely exhausted.
I just let it do it though. I just like, in that week off, I tried to drink more water than usual, drink less coffee than usual, sleep whenever the sleep signal was there. If like I got tired, I was like, I'm napping, don't care. Um, no training and eat lots.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling deadly now. Feel grand
Yeah.
today.
There you go. You're back at it. You're in good form, and then you know the signs now as well that you're not going to keep pushing through next time.
Yeah,
Like
in
personally
fairness.
myself, even like the last 2 weeks, like I training's a big part of my life, and I get frustrated when I don't train. But like I was so busy with work and stuff. Like okay, I got like 2 weight sessions done in 1 week, and I wasn't getting to the horse either. And I was just like, I was so frustrated. But I also knew that like if I tried to just keep going with this, like I was crash. So I kind of had to listen and just relax. And then Thursday, there was like a light bulb day on Thursday where it just seemed to lift a bit.
Yeah.
And from then on, I was like, I'm good now. And then this week, I had a bit of a nap yesterday, but like, I'm a lot better feeling. I'm feeling better in myself. I got to the horse yesterday. I trained today. So I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, we're getting back.
Do you
Have
know
those
what it
energy levels.
was that kind of stimulated the light bulb moment?
Which
Like, do you know what it was that kind of made, like, you said like it was like everything clicked on that Thursday.
I just like, it was really weird because I had a really poor night's sleep, as you know, Peter.
Yes.
Yeah,
Shout
no,
out to
no,
me.
sure, there, Peter, for getting drunk and keeping me awake half the night. Um, but I don't know what it was. I just woke up that morning and I was like, I'm actually kind of all right now.
Yeah.
And it was really weird. Like Friday morning, I got up early before I went to my hairdresser's, went for a run. I just feel like my body just decided, okay, we're adjusting now. It's kind of 2 weeks in. I don't know why. It was a Thursday. It wasn't a Monday or Tuesday or anything. It was just, oh, okay, we're all right now.
Yeah. So there
It's,
wasn't anything in particular you did different. You think it was just the adjustment period had passed?
yeah, it was just really weird how it happened because I had a little nap on Thursday and I woke up and I was like, because I had a bad night's sleep and I was like, no, I'm actually pretty okay now. Like
Yeah.
I'm good. I'm gonna go do my yoga now and I'm gonna do 3 classes in a row and be fine. And yeah, like
I don't know
think
how
I'm
you do
good.
it. Like if I'm doing 3 classes in a day, that's a lot. Now obviously I'm actually doing the entire class,
Yeah, so I'm
for the most part. But
yeah,
even
like so
still, like,
I had one on Zoom, so that was me sitting, and then I had two more that were in person, and like yeah, it's more workout for my vocal cords. Like they feel it more than anything because I'm just kind
yeah,
of bopping around and being like, "Come on, keep going, you got this."
you got it, girl.
But yeah, like you get used to. Like as I said, yeah, you said you're doing the classes. I'm not, and that
Yeah,
makes it a lot easier to do multiple classes.
I think so. Yeah, it is very hard to teach yoga without doing the class. Now, like, it used to be easier because I'd walk around the room, so, and I'm checking people, like, and I can give people little adjustments here and there, whatever. But we're not allowed to obviously get close to people anymore. So I can't be going up to people, can't be walking around the room. The rooms are real carefully placed in there. The mats are at their 2 meters apart. So if I was to walk in between them, I'm no longer 2 meters away from them,
Yeah.
and so have to stay on my mat, which is grand. I've no problem with that. Like, and I want to follow the rules. All of it. I'm doing all the right stuff. But yeah, it is challenging because the eyes are on you, and if you stop, they kind of want to stop. And I totally understand people learn visually, so they want to watch you to make sure that they're doing it right, kind of.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's tough on the bod.
I'd say so, yeah. Like I wouldn't be the amount of classes I do a week. If I was trying to take part in them, I'd die.
Yeah, well, you do as much as me in a day, that I would do in a week, like,
Yeah, true.
which I would just keel over. Like, I don't know how you do it.
So it's all right, because you're not doing them, and you get used to it. Like,
I guess,
um,
yeah.
it's good though because I have like days that are busy and days that aren't. So the
Yeah.
days that aren't, I'm okay. Like, I might have two classes, or so I have more rest time. But like the days that are busy, I know they're busy, so I'm prepared for them. Does that make sense?
Mm, yeah.
I used to kind of stress about busy days. I'd be like, oh my God, we're so busy, or we're so busy for a week, and now I'm just like, okay, it's gonna happen. You're gonna be in it, and you'll do it,
That's amazing.
and then you'll sleep, and it'll be great.
Yeah, I actually noticed that too. I sometimes do get a bit stressy over super busy days.
Mm.
Um, I don't know, stress isn't the word. I get like kind of maybe anxious about it a little bit, just that I don't know, I won't have the energy, and you know that feeling when you've given all you've got and you're like,
Yeah,
oh, I still have a class to teach though, and you're like,
yeah,
I don't know where I'm gonna get it from, but you always find it in there somewhere. But yeah, I think I realized then when I'm actually in it, when I'm doing it, I'm grand. Like, I worry that I'm gonna burn out or something and I'm not gonna have the energy for the day, but I always do. Like,
yeah. I get you. Like I used to do as well. You do it. You'd be almost tired from the fact that you're going to be tired. Does that make sense?
oh yeah, pre-tired.
Yeah, and you're like, oh God, it's this much, and you're just like, oh, I have no energy, and then you get like halfway through the week, and you're like, there's my energy because I got through this much already, and you're like, you could have had that the whole time if you just kind of went with it. That's the success
Yeah,
that
I
you have.
think it's a case of motivation as well, isn't it? Like, if you're motivated to do it,
Mm,
if you're excited about it. I find my busy days hard as well because I feel like I'm keeping so much information in my brain. And because, like, obviously I'd be teaching my class and I'm doing my class with the people.
yeah,
So I need to have that entire class memorized. And if I have 2 or 3 classes in a day, like, and they might all be a completely different themed class, like I might have a hatha, a vinyasa, and a restorative or something. That's a lot of information that I will have to have stored in my brain. That I'm like, and they're so similar that I'll like mix it up and stuff, and I have to try and keep it straight because I'll quite carefully plan my classes before I teach them. I'm guessing that this is something that gets better with experience, but still working on it.
like I would always plan class beforehand, but I found I got a lot quicker at it the longer I was. You know what I mean? Like I could literally be 2 minutes before a class and plan it.
Really? Okay.
Mm. I could put
No,
my
it would. I guess I try and do it the night before. That doesn't always happen because I might just be wrecked when I'm finished my day. I'm like, nope, nothing left. And in that case, I will plan it in the morning. But I never like to plan something just before because I just need more time still with my sequencing, and I think that's just because like I'm still a new teacher.
Yeah,
Like, I need more time to make sure like that I'm, you know, if I want to do a certain pose, then I need to make sure that I've warmed up, say, the back or whatever.
yeah, I guess,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, so like, and it's easy to miss those things and to do it like, I'm not gonna say wrong. I don't think there's any yoga class that's like wrong, but like, I've done it before where I've kind of done my whole class and then I want to finish in a particular pose, and I'm like, if I'm not feeling like kind of loose and ready for this pose, then I didn't they're definitely not loose and ready for the pose, so I didn't really
yeah.
do it right. So I think, yeah, I like to take my time with it.
Well, that's fair too. Like it's the way you work as well. Like say for instance, it can be a little less technical what I do in a sense. bank of exercise, grab a couple of them, off you go. Like what I'd like say, for instance, I just do a warm up at the start to get them moving. It's not like I need to make sure that their spine is warmed up because they're going to be bending over backwards with one leg in the air.
Yeah. Yeah, we do that.
It's crazy
It's
stuff.
fun. Yeah. And obviously you have to keep in mind, who you're teaching for, and
Yeah.
like some classes, like, I'll get to know who's coming. Because there's some people who come every single week, and then some people who drop in and out, and there's usually a general vibe to the class. So like there might be a class that kind of has some younger people or older people, whichever. But you have to be ready that there's always going to be a mix. You never know who's going to walk in the door. And so you've got to be ready with your modifications if you need to. And
Oh,
that's much harder at the moment because we usually have blocks in yoga, which was so helpful for people. And we can't use them at the moment unless someone brings their own. And so I can't rely on them. Like, obviously, if someone has them, I can say, you can use your blocks. But, someone will walk in the door who doesn't own blocks. And so I can't rely on that for modification. I'll need to be able to make it easier in a different way.
I guess.
And yeah, sometimes I'm like running out of ideas. I'm like, how can I help you?
Do this.
In my brain, I'm just like, buy a block, buy a block.
Just invest. We can't support you
They're only
forever.
€7. But, obviously that's up to them.
Yeah. I get what you mean as well. Like I always as well, when I do throw a class together, I have to make sure I have like modifications for other people, and if we're doing jump squats, well, you guys take out the jump because you knees can't take the impact and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You'd be ready for them.
Yeah.
I like that as well. Like where I work and where I've worked before, it's the exact same. You get to know the people, the same people coming in every day, so you kind of go. You can even be midway through your like explanation. You're like, okay, so we're gonna do this, but right, you don't do that. You do this instead, okay? And they're like, yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So or you pop by them, you go, let me know if any of those exercises need changed or anything like that. So yeah, I guess it
Yeah.
does get a lot easier as well, especially when you know the clientele. That's the best part, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah. Yeah, it definitely helps. However, there is a certain comfort in going into these things blindly and not not knowing what you're going to come up against. But in general, I guess yoga is fairly low impact, so
Yeah.
people are usually grand. But
I
yeah,
love how much
flexibility will be a thing though.
I love how much we differ on stuff like that. You're like, oh, it's great going blindly. I'm like, no, I want to know. I need to know who's there, what's wrong with them, and how can I fix them.
I know, no, I get that. I do. I totally understand. But sometimes, like, if I know every single person, like when I'm planning my class, I'm like, okay, I'm doing this, and I'm like, oh no, she wouldn't like that. Then I'm doing this, I'm like, no, actually she doesn't. She has a dodgy knee, so I better not do that. Then I'm thinking of this, and I'm like, oh, she better. Oh no, he's got this, he's got this, and then I'm like, oh, I need to just plan this class. I can't think of everyone because
Oh, I'm
everyone's kind
completely
of got their
different.
own body stuff.
I'm completely different. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this. Ah, she won't like that. Book her. She the tendon will do the will.
I love it.
And I could be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. They won't like it, but like, okay, the people who say, for instance, don't want to do it can do this instead, like whatever.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I'm not changing
Yeah.
for them.
I guess there's always that thing in your yoga class as well. Like at the start, someone's gonna say, if you want to take a break, you can. So I'm like, I've said it, man. You take your break if you need
And
to.
if you don't take a break, that's on you. I've tried.
Yeah.
It's the same with us. Like you get newbies into class, and you're like, right, guys, just rest if you need to. Don't worry about keeping up with everyone. And then they're like, not feeling well or something like that, and you're like, well, I told you like 3 times. I went over. Yeah, all right, yeah, grand, okay. And then a few minutes later, they're out in the toilet. Like
I know.
it doesn't
Yeah,
happen very
we don't
often.
want
It's
this.
just if the teacher tells you you can take it at your own pace, take it at your own pace.
Totally. You'll build up. You'll get your fitness level up in no time.
Yeah,
It builds so quickly.
it does.
It's actually mad how quick, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
it's so cool. And how's your training now? Like your
Ah,
personal training. Personal training. I mean like Chrissy's training.
Chrissy's training is still coming back to normal.
Okay.
Like say this week so far, I've kind of been all right. I've had to reduce a bit of the weight in some of the session I was doing today though because I just knew I couldn't. I haven't done it in 2 weeks, so it's kind of like chill. But no, I think this week's gonna be good training week. I feel it in my bones.
How did leg day go?
It was awful, and I hated every minute of it.
Yep.
So really well.
Leg day will do that to you.
It will. And how you find your own personal practice? Is that coming back, or is that suffered a little bit, or what do you think?
It's coming back now. It's suffered over lockdown massively. I was trying to get to a few like yoga classes, but obviously they were all Zoom. And the same thing, like I definitely appreciate them. And I appreciate the teacher for doing it and just that it was there for me. But I never ever got the same than what I would get in a real life class. So I'm now at the moment now, who knows, my schedule seems to change a lot. So at the moment I'm really trying very difficult. I'm trying very hard. That is so funny. The word hard and difficult in my brain just swapped. And when you say I'm trying very difficult, it doesn't make sense, even though hard and difficult mean the same thing. Interesting. Anyway, I'm trying very hard to keep Sundays off, and I can get to my own practice on Sunday mornings, which is beautiful. And I'm trying, like, I was hungover this Sunday, but I did it because I was like, no, this is my sacred time. And I mean that, like, it's something happens to me when I practice yoga, and when I don't have to be the teacher, anything like that, it's just me on the mat doing my practice, and it's like magic. Um, and hopefully I'm going to increase that now, like from one class a week to maybe two. That would be, I would love that. Two classes a week that I could get out and go to would be amazing if I could do that.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah. So it's good. Like I feel like we're on the right direction at the moment. Just with the way my schedule is, one a week is all that's happening. But yeah, hopefully we can build on that.
Yeah, exactly. Like everything's still settling back to a new form of routine, and once you do settle into that, you can figure out like the extracurriculars, which can be kind of
Definitely.
frustrating at the start, like that. Like, yoga's your thing, training is my thing, it's my hobby and my job, which can cause a lot of confusion sometimes, but I also have
Yeah,
the
that
horse to
is
look
so
after.
true. When you make your hobby your job, you have to work so hard to continue to keep it your hobby.
Yeah, 100%.
So easy to lose it.
Yeah, I really agree with you there.
Yeah, that's
And
such a good point.
and you need to make sure as well it doesn't your job does doing it as a job doesn't ruin it as your hobby.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And just make sure that you're taking the time to do it for yourself, because no matter how much yoga I do as the teacher, even though I love it, it's so fun, I'm enjoying it. I love to see the people um smiling, leaving the room. It honestly fills me up. But that is not my practice.
Yeah.
That's me teaching a class.
Yeah, I get you.
My practice is when I can roll out my own mat and do it myself and be directed through a class. I don't have to think what's coming next. Someone tells me and I'm like in it. That's yeah.
I totally understand. Like, obviously I'm not taking part in the class when I do them, but I am in charge there. It's not like I'm not actually training for myself. So it
Yeah.
is my own time. Training for me is my own little time when I challenge myself and I do kind of things myself, and
Yeah.
I have a plan in front of me and I follow the plan.
So Chrissy, I think we'll probably drop it there.
Drop it.
Drop it like it's hot.
We've had enough talk about this COVID. We're dropping it.
Yeah, so COVID is gone. No,
Yeah.
if only. If only. But
Tis
look,
but a distant memory.
those will be the days telling our grandkids.
I lived through 2020.
We did, like, well,
Yeah,
I guess we're only halfway there, but we can do it.
we can.
We've done it this far. We can get
We may as well finish it.
sure we may as well. Like
We're here now.
2021 is gonna be smooth sailing.
Shh, that's what we all said in 2020.
2020 is my year.
Uh-oh.
Well, thank you, Chrissy, for the great chat as always. Do you want to tell us where we can find you on social media?
Yeah, right. So I can be found on Instagram. My handle there is Chrissy, Chrissy, H for Hawkins, and fitness. There's an S in that one.
Hmm.
Um, And then you will also find me on TikTok, which is just more lighthearted stuff and messing about, and that is Chrissy H Fit. So I dropped the Ness. And also don't forget about our podcast page, which I'm not gonna lie, Yvonne pretty much curates. But that is y.not podcast. That's the handle, isn't it?
Yeah, on Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah. And Yvonne, where will we find you?
So my Instagram is Yvonne_Hegarty_yoga. And you can kind of contact me there, etc. Like that's where I'd be, replying to DMs and all of that because I get so many. And my TikTok is new. I'm only just starting it, so I'm definitely gonna learn a dance or two. I'm not gonna lie. But I'm keeping the content body positive. I like to jiggle some fat and just have a good time and talk about recovery and mental health and body positivity. And you can find me there at Yvonne Hega. Hega. So would be great to see some of you there. And yeah, any questions or anything that you guys have, we're more than happy to engage with you. So get in touch if you'd like, and you can even suggest some topics for the podcast, and we will definitely consider them.
Yep. No, we're not promising anything.
No, not if it's a weird one.
Let's talk about feet for a podcast. No, you've already lost us.
Well, actually, Chrissy, I love feet.
Don't start.
I'm serious. Your feet are awesome.
Here, look, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with feet. I'm just saying we're not doing a full podcast on
it. Yeah, we'll see.
Episode 11, feet.
Well, guys, thank you so much. I hope you have a great day, and we will chat to you all next week.
Yeah, talk to you soon. Thanks for listening.
Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to Why Not Podcast with Yvonne and Chrissy. We appreciate any support, so please subscribe and share and like the podcast if you can.